Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Pitch Side, everybody. And I know what you're thinking. Why on earth are we uploading on a Friday?
We don't do that.
We don't do that, but we are today because we can reveal today, exclusively on Pitch Side, EA Sports FIFA Team of the Season. It is out now. Rory is with us as well to discuss through it and reveal it with us. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm honoured to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, my good
you.
sir. Well, you can find out the Team of the Season in more information over ea.com/Team of the Season. EA Sports FIFA is celebrating the best players from across the Premier League of the FIFA 22 Team of the Season, powered by your voice. The team this year is fan voted. Are you ready for the first player?
I'm excited. I'm
in
excited
this team
because
this
I
season?
know that you've seen these cards and I haven't.
I know.
So I'm
I got
buzzing.
I got too excited. I had to have a sneak preview before it. So I can reveal the goalkeeper is Liverpool's Alisson. I mean,
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good. Feels right.
feels right, doesn't it?
Feels right.
Yeah.
It feels right, fair, just. I think the people have got this one right. You know when you said that it's fan voted?
yeah.
I sometimes feel that could open a door, couldn't
Absolutely.
Especially with Arsenal winning the majority of fan voted things. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So Alisson, I think, is a deserved winner.
There's some ridiculous stats as well, by the way. Like
Could-
that keeper goes straight into your team.
Oh, he's going straight in my team and straight in my basket. Right, right back. This could have been controversial because there's a lot of good right backs this year. You know, everyone's performing very, very well.
I have faith. I have faith that the people have voted correctly here. It has to be one, right?
They've gone
You'd
for
think.
Alisson's teammate, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes, of course.
Look at them stats.
3 Champions Leagues as well.
I think it's
At 23.
probably correct. I think
Yeah.
I think I probably agree with that. But
Probably.
do you think Kyle Walker, for example, would be a little bit perturbed here?
I feel like Trent has had a more what's the word? Consistent.
More
He's had more
consistency.
consistency. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I think I probably agree. I think it is correct, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
Trent-
It is
I
correct.
mean,
His
well, the guy's
contribution
world
his
class.
also, when you think about how devastating Liverpool have been, his contribution is so significant in
Absolutely.
their brilliance, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I
So
mean,
yeah,
you could
probably
say he's
is.
up there with the likes of David Beckham, Ward-Prowse in terms of delivery as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he's
For a
pushing most assists of the season, and he's a right back.
And I don't want to make it all about one team, but
I have a
Alisson, Trent, who's at centre back?
This is obvious. Yeah,
Mr. Virgil van Dijk. I mean, is he the best centre back in the league?
In the world.
In the
I'm
world?
putting it down there, yeah.
yes, I think he probably is at the moment. I mean, in the league, it's only him. It's only him or Diaz, isn't it? I mean, there are some other really good centre halves who certainly deserve an honourable mention, but it's basically him or Diaz, and for me, it's not really a contest. It's him.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
speaking of Ruben Diaz, I'm going to flip this round to reveal
Flip reversing.
Ruben Diaz.
I mean,
Oh, I love him. I think he's the best centre back. Or if not now, he will be. Mate, he's like, what, 23?
and captain.
24 years old?
Yeah.
To captain a side like Man City, that takes something to be that young.
It's huge. Also, when you think about the people that he keeps out of the team, you know, like it's
John Stones.
yeah.
Laporte, I mean, there's a lot
He's
of
the
rotation.
guy, isn't
Yeah.
he? He is the centre half. He is the one at Man City, and they're filling around
You
it.
saw the change that Man City had defensively from before he was there
Yeah.
to when he was included. And then they went on like a, 14, 15 clean sheet winning streak? It's ridiculous.
Now, we've done
He's
right
mental.
back, 2 centre-halves goalie, left back. I think there's a couple of options where we think, who's going to get the left back? Who did the people vote for? I can reveal.
It's a 50-50, this, isn't
They
it?
went
really?
for the other Man City defender,
Ooh.
João Cancelo. So we
Perfect
got
link.
2 Liverpools,
Yeah.
2 Cities. The chemistry on Ultimate Team is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this. I think this is the first one that I'm not sure about.
Really?
By the way, just to put it out there, this isn't a slight on João Cancelo
No,
at all.
no.
I'm fully aware of what a wonderful footballer he is. I mean, he's got the vision, you know, defends as resiliently as Ruben Diaz,
Yeah.
and he creates as well as Kevin De Bruyne. You know, he's got that vision, that assist. He's a truly brilliant player.
But your argument for who it should be
I
is...
don't think he's a better fullback than Andy Robertson. I really don't. I just don't think that's. This is the first one. We've done quite well. You know, we've got through. We've got 4 in the bag, but this one I riot.
Could you not argue he's better, bearing in mind he does everything Robbo does, arguably gets more goal contributions, and he's a right footer at left back.
Do you know, I agree with everything you said. He's brilliant. He is truly, truly sensational. But do you know the way Robertson plays the game?
Yeah.
You know that aggression, that tenacity, that spirit.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can quantify that. And that to me means so much. Like, I think he is effectively a fan. You know, if you've got a season ticket in a cop, it's him. He's you on the pitch.
I do get you.
But he's just better at football than you. But he is everything that you're saying in the stand, the way that you want to see the game played, what you want to see from your professionals, it is Andy Robertson. Yeah. This one.
I mean,
do you agree with this selection?
You have to.
I'm a big João Cancelo fan. I think he's absolutely insane. And I know we're talking about real life here, but at the end of the day, a lot of these fans will come from FIFA players.
Absolutely.
And FIFA players, I've got Team of the Year João Cancelo, for example, and you can play him anywhere. CDM, the lot.
Right. Okay.
And you've got to remember that he's also Portuguese from Manchester City, so he gets the perfect amount of chemistry with Ruben Dias.
Okay,
so
yeah.
a lot of these people are going to be voting.
Oh yeah, if the symmetry is there. I do say, okay, maybe I wasn't factoring that in. Need to be more clever.
It's a balanced defence, right? They've been the two best defences of the season, hands down.
I believe it is a 4-3-3 formation we are looking at for this year's team of the season. I don't know if I agree with this one.
Oh, already?
Oh.
I will tell you this.
You don't need to turn it around.
The next player in the midfield is another Portuguese, Bruno Fernandes.
Wow.
Okay, I definitely don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it.
I'm surprised. I didn't think that was going to be the case at all.
I think there have been better players on a more consistent level this season.
He hasn't even been Manchester United's best midfielder.
Don't get me wrong, he had a brilliant start.
Yeah.
And it's just petered off.
Well, he did get a hat-trick first game, so I mean...
Exactly.
Leeds, wasn't it? Yeah.
He petered off. I feel like maybe he set himself such a high standard.
That's the issue, is because we've known the Bruno Fernandes from when he arrived in January last season, and that 6-month period, he was ridiculous.
But I think,
and now people are expecting a little bit too much. But fair enough.
United without Ronaldo are in the bin. United without Bruno, I think they could handle themselves.
I don't think he gets into the Manchester United team currently. I don't think his form has been so bad. Look
really?
Even if you take a recent example, think about the performance that he put in away at Arsenal. I think he's actually detrimental to the way they play. I think this isn't about the qualities of Bruno Fernandes, by the way. We know that he's brilliant.
Yeah.
We know that on his day, like, mesmerising player with a ridiculous aptitude to score goals. But I'm astonished that he's here. I'm
quite surprised.
Because I don't even think he's the best midfielder at his own club, let alone in the Premier League.
That's a ridiculous card, by the way.
It's an outrageous card.
Yeah.
And look, I understand it from a fan's point of view why a lot of people would vote for him, but I personally...
Something massive is going to come now. Something massive.
You've got to remember as well, obviously, the people that have been voting, again, Portuguese, Premier
Maybe
League.
they're going for balance. But do you know what's about to happen? We're about to get into a very sticky situation. Because if he's in... it means we are leaving out someone massive.
True.
There is a baller that is about to be left out.
Well, I can reveal the next player wholeheartedly deserves to be in Team of the Season. I don't think there will be any questions about
Okay.
Mr. Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we go,
First
Rory.
name.
I feel like Rory's reaction to that says maybe he doesn't deserve a shout.
There's a problem that is about to arise. So all I'm doing is foreseeing a problem. I think because I'm now a parent, I see hazards. Like, if my 2-year-old is walking along, I see a hazard.
Eden's everywhere.
There's a big problem coming. Think about the brilliance in that position, dotted around at his club even. I just don't know where we go next.
Kevin De Bruyne is...
Okay. You're trying to make an argument for no KDB in
I think what I'm going to say is,
if
Bruno's in, for me, there are two others that have to be in this. Have to be. May I mention them?
Well, yeah. I mean, they might come out.
Hold them off.
Okay.
Hold them off. We'll see.
Okay.
They could be next.
It isn't about De Bruyne. This is kind of going back to the inclusion of Fernandes. There's a rod for our own back here.
Well,
okay, De Bruyne's in.
De Bruyne's in, but maybe Bruno isn't.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I think De Bruyne, hands down, one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Like, you saw, even coming when he had his injury and he came back straight away.
Okay.
Hit the ground running straight away.
Okay. I'm gonna suspend momentarily my thoughts on this because it's not about him. There are two players that have to be in this team, or I do actually write.
You can't not
And
have
I will
the
say-
most influential person from the best team in the country, right?
But is he?
When he starts, he gets
Gabriel
46%
Jesus
goal
nowadays.
involvement. So
I will say this, Rory.
Okay.
The two players you are a bit sus about, maybe. De Bruyne stays. I'm in agreement. Bruno, I think, maybe a bit iffy. And I think this player I'm about to reveal to you today is also a bit, does he deserve to make it? Bernardo Silva.
No, that's my one. That's my guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
But now something terrible's happened.
Yeah.
Now something terrible's happened.
You think
He's in.
he deserves to be more than De Bruyne?
No, I'm more than Bruno.
More than both. He's first name in the midfield. He's
Yeah.
unreal.
Really?
He's
I
unreal.
think he's been City's shining light for the season.
Theo,
I think he's
you cheeky nonconformist. How can you disagree with this? He is unreal.
If you look, don't get me wrong, first half of the season again, the stats were a joke. But he had like this 2-month period of just not
Mate,
getting
he
any
plays
goals or
90
assists.
minutes every game for a,
I know,
a
but
team
but remember how we talked about Smith Rowe? The difference between Smith Rowe now and then when he was, he's getting contributions, goals and assists.
he has as
He
well.
did, but he went through a period of a couple of months where he didn't really do anything.
This is a man who wins the ball and tackles as
Yeah.
resolutely as Fernandinho.
Yeah.
It's a man who creates as well as David Silva. He is a true icon. He is the perfect midfielder. The way he carries the ball, it's just delicious. His eye for a goal, unreal. His will to win. He is the first name on the team sheet in the midfield.
Yeah. And do you know what? I feel like he should have been given 99 dribbling. Because
The way he runs with the ball, it's
Yeah.
it's just sensational. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
absolutely dazzling footballer. I don't think there is a flaw in his game. He was the first one in for me.
There's something about Silvers at City that just seemed to be the essence.
He's a perfect midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tackles like a lion, caresses the ball with love. He has everything.
65 defending though.
It's harsh.
It's quite harsh. It's quite harsh. And again, another Portuguese Man City player.
Exactly.
Makes
So
sense,
that's the
right?
midfield done.
I can't believe it.
That's the
I
midfield
can't
done.
believe that the midfield's done.
I know remember there are subs.
There are subs.
There are
Okay,
subs.
okay.
So hold your horses.
Okay.
I would say, you know what, you've made a case for Bernardo, and I think I'll agree with him now. De Bruyne, yeah, Bruno I'm a bit iffy about. This guy, does he make it? I say yes, and that is Son.
Absolutely. Highest non-penalty goals this season.
Yep, second top goal scorer at the time of recording this. You've got Salah, Son, Ronaldo.
Okay. So what we're saying here effectively is he's going to play on the left side.
Yeah.
So not Sadio Mane.
I'd
I
wager
Son
he's
over
had a
Mane.
better season.
Son over Mane by far.
So you don't
Wow.
you don't think Liverpool
By
could have
far.
produced the same results if he plays left wing for Liverpool?
Hypotheticals.
He is the best
It-
finisher.
Football is a game of hypotheticals.
He is the best finisher in the Premier League
not.
statistically.
I mean, Sadio Mane's season has just been out of this world.
Yeah, it has. Son's has been better.
It would be
I
cruel
think I
to not
politely
put-
disagree here.
Yeah, but
But
he's
Son-
a golden boot.
Also, you've got to remember, Son is playing in a team that is much less good as Liverpool.
That's right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he is Liverpool's he is Spurs' talisman right now. Like Kane is not Spurs' talisman right now. He's doing a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong, but I think Son is the one that is leading the charge.
Yeah, look, I fully agree with everything you said about Heung-min Son. An excellent player, carried that team. And almost when most necessary, he's stepped into the limelight when others perhaps haven't delivered. But he's not a better player than Sadio Mane. He's not had a better season than Sadio Mane. He's
He
not
has.
one more. He's not. He's not. Sadio Mane is being robbed here. I think Sadio Mane, because he plays for such a gifted team, is often overlooked. And even because he plays for such a gifted front three, is often overlooked.
Sadio Mane is not even the best left winger at Liverpool.
Whoa. Well, so you're going to say Diaz?
Well, there's a reason Diaz now plays left wing. Sadio Mane's been moved to the centre because he can't get a left wing.
But that's possibly also because Sadio Mane is a better false nine than Luis Diaz would be.
Potentially.
Look, Sadio Mane.
I
is
think it
getting
would be a crime to not include
I agree.
Son.
I
If
think
you're
it would-
talking about the best players from this season, he is comfortably in that.
but
first
it's a
11.
meritocracy. It's a meritocracy. Whether he's been very good for a bad team or whether he's stepped into the limelight, whether he's done very well for Tottenham, cool. But he's not a better player than Sadio Mane. He's not had a better season than Sadio Mane.
The thing,
I disagree on the season. I possibly agree on the player outright.
But isn't that the beauty of football and team of the season? Is that no matter what you say, you're never going to be right.
Do you know
Someone's
what?
always gonna
I
disagree with
respect
you.
democracy. I respect it wholeheartedly. And you two have outvoted me on this
Well,
one.
they've voted. They've
And-
outvoted.
Okay, well, then I have to fall on my sword here, painfully.
So we've done the left wing. I think we do the right wing.
It's only one player, right? Has to be.
There's two, but I know what you mean.
It's got to be.
Okay, well,
Turn him
it's
round.
either Mahrez or Salah.
Mahrez or Salah. There's only
Salah.
one man it can be. It's Salah.
He's the golden boot.
Mate, you can't deny you. I'm sorry. The fact that you've even put Mahrez, I'm a big fan of him. I think he's fantastic.
Ballon d'Or contender.
He's literally top 2 in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. But over the whole season, I think that I probably agree with this. I probably do agree. I think look, anybody that's ever seen me talk about football will know how highly I rate Mohamed Salah. I put him in an all-time Liverpool 11. All-time. Think about the dominance over the years, from Roger Hunt right the way through.
You know, Roger Hunt.
He's still in. He is in a Liverpool all-time 11. But I think it's right, and it's our responsibility to explore it. This season, taking the season as a whole, the entire season, has he had a better season overall than Riyad Mahrez?
He's top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yes, he is. But his form post-AFCON hasn't been the form that it was pre.
He is close. He is closing in on 40 goals a season and 15 assists.
Yes, he is truly brilliant.
Mahrez is nowhere near.
Mahrez has been
No way near.
I don't think it's even
Saka's
that
had a better season than Mahrez.
Whoa!
He has.
Okay, that's crazy.
He has.
Mate, that is.
But do you think Liverpool would be anywhere near competing for the title if this
No,
guy was not playing?
No,
in that
definitely
squad?
not. But I think you could almost say would Man City without Mahrez?
I think so. I think you take Mahrez out of that team.
When you
and
think
they still
about how
produce
they've
the
struggled
same-
for goals and they haven't got that archetypal centre forward. They needed somebody to fill that void. They needed somebody to step up with the
Mahrez
goals.
is a midweek player. He plays the Premier League every now and again.
Oh.
You can't put Salah behind Riyad Mahrez in a Premier League team.
I probably
this season.
agree. By the way,
You
I
laughed at
probably
my
agree.
shout.
But I'm surprised that you two are so emphatic about this.
Mahrez.
You can't, wait, you're actually arguing against the potential Golden Boot winner of the
Salah
Premier
has
League
scored
to not be
double
included.
the amount of goals than Mahrez this season. Mahrez has the same goals as Saka this season. Same amount of goals. 2 more assists. He's playing for Man City.
He statted me up. He statted me, man. Okay.
Saka deserves the team of the season more than Mahrez.
No, that's crazy.
Well, because of Mahrez's 2 more assists when he's playing for the best team in the world.
Crazy. Look, I agree that it's Salah, but I feel like Riyad Mahrez deserves some acknowledgement here.
Oh no, I agree. But I mean, to not include him in the best 11 for this year's Premier League.
Yeah.
Jota,
fine.
Mane, De Bruyne, Zaha, Tony, more goals than Mahrez. Zaha has more goals than Mahrez this season in the Prem.
I think I know who the final person is, by the way. Based on the fact that it's a fan vote.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Not
Yeah.
based on the fact of the fan vote, based on the fact that he's bagged 18 goals in his worst season.
So I know who
Yeah.
it is now then.
Yeah.
He is the man that is carrying Man United right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
See, I understand this. I don't understand Bruno.
Yeah, Ronaldo
No,
has
Bruno
to
makes
be
no
in.
sense.
This is
Ronaldo has to be in. At
Yeah.
97, he has to be in.
yeah, I agree.
Now, here's the thing. He's the same rated as Salah, which I don't agree with.
No.
But
I
he
don't
is
agree with
Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's,
that. Is there anyone? I agree
Close
with
to
this
boy.
wholeheartedly. By the way, he would be in my team.
Yeah.
But is there anyone to explore? Has anybody been overlooked here? Like, for example, Harry Kane.
Can
Jota.
potentially
Jota.
Jota. Yeah.
Remember, we've got the subs, so they might feature. They might
true.
feature.
But I do agree. No, but if you're a player, if you're in this, right, you're watching this video now. If you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you're watching this video going, I want to be in this 11. I want the boys to put me in the 11. The subs, if you're the player, there's some glamour in it, but you want the first 11.
Yeah, I think the midfielders would be more fuming. I don't think you can argue with Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, like, he is...
No, I think it's Ronaldo. I think he has just been absolutely unreal. Do you know what the thing I find most infuriating? Have you seen those people? And they seem to be a very particular kind of person who talk about football, and they genuinely believe that Cristiano Ronaldo is a problem. They honestly identify him as being one of the issues. And like people say things like, well, even if he does solve problems, he only solves the problems that he himself creates.
Yeah. Think how many clutch moments this season alone he has done for United. He has saved them countless and countless of times. It's the people like Chris MD. He said to me the other day, he goes, I'm annoyed at how good Ronaldo is doing this season. Why are you annoyed? You're watching greatness. He's 37 years old. He is holding a higher standard of level this year than Messi is doing at 34, 35?
And he's doing it. You know
the best league in the
you
world.
You know what you said about Heung-min Son, and I think there's some place for that. You know, doing it in a slightly disorganized team or a slightly chaotic team counts.
He's done it.
Bro.
Yeah.
You did it for
Bro,
United.
it's a one-man team.
Yeah, literally.
It's him and De Gea.
Yeah, it
They've
is,
got a really good goalie, a really good centre forward, and now go and have a
Messi in the
season and
middle.
go and have a good year. Like, how has he done it? Yeah, he is. I think we often use the words too often, but he's actually he's a true icon, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
But
for sure.
Yeah, phenomenon, absolutely.
No
99
doubt.
shooting as well.
So that is
going to
Yeah,
be
no complaints.
That is going to be a
Yeah.
terror on the game, by the way.
Now, lads, this is the one where you might get to see someone that you maybe think is
Well,
missed out on
I better.
the start 11. So
If before he reveals any, are there any names that?
Yes,
immediately-
there's one that has to be.
Go on
in it.
then.
Declan Rice.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
There's one that has to.
100%.
I
That's why
agree.
I had the issue with De Bruyne, because I just thought if Fernandes was in, and then you put De Bruyne in, so for me, Bernardo Silva had to be in, Declan Rice had to be. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
where there's room.
Yeah, it's
no,
true.
I'd take Bruno out, put Deckers in.
Yeah.
Did he make it though?
We'll see.
That's the question.
Is he on the bench?
I'll tell you who is on the bench.
First one.
Diogo Jota.
It's not Jota. It's
Diogo
Portuguese.
I love saying it. Diogo Jota.
I like it. I like the way you say it more than the
Centre
way that it
forward
should be
card.
said.
Centre forward. Is it me or does he score more goals with his head than his feet?
It is quite ridiculous how many aerial goals
Yeah.
this guy scores.
He's an excellent poacher.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player to have it.
And what a signing
And
as
he's,
well, Liverpool.
Clever
and
signing,
I think he deserves to be on the bench because he's had a quality season.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fourth. He's behind Salah, Son, Ronaldo. He's fourth on the Prem on
Yeah.
the goal scoring
He's in.
records in there.
Well, had it not been for Son's past few weeks, third, right? Second?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, the question is
And he's got a 5-star weak foot,
team of the season
which means he's going to be
just
crazy.
entirely the top two clubs with Sadio Mane getting a 96
Oh, there you go.
Finally.
rated
Finally.
bench card. That is a filthy
That
card.
is
You can play that
very
card
good.
anywhere in the front three, and he will do it.
It's amazing what he's done. The way that he's sort of evolved his own position. We saw him, particularly when he was developing at Southampton, as this marauding winger, proper winger. And then gradually, through stealth over the past couple of months, he has become this number 9,
Number
hasn't
9,
he?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really clever from
improved.
Klopp.
I think he's
It is
improved.
clever from Klopp.
Clever from Klopp, but I think it shows you how amazing he is, because
Yeah.
I don't think, if we had this conversation a year ago and I said, oh, he's going to play as a false 9, you'd probably go, not sure he's the guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he is.
Showing he can adapt as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What season he's had as well, by the way.
So
International trophy.
Yep. Yeah.
Premier League team of the season.
Yeah, his individual accolades are unreal,
Yeah,
aren't they?
they're ridiculous.
2 subs left.
Yeah. Yep.
2
got
subs left.
We've got to see Deck by the end of this, surely.
Well,
yeah.
next up we have maybe someone who does. Let me see what you think about this one, Rory. Rodri.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just not.
He's been the guy City have needed just to sit there and just.
I feel
do
like that's
the
potentially
90
unjust a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves higher than that, but
Yeah.
fair enough.
I think he's the personality of that team a lot of the time. Big moments. He seems to always be at the epicenter of them. Do you remember New Year's Day when Man City got a very lucky win against Arsenal?
Yes.
And it was him that pops up, wasn't it? Him that
Yeah,
pops
second
up,
goal.
celebrating
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mad. I think he's a really good player, and they've managed to actually achieve the impossible at that club, because when Fernandinho was
Yeah.
on his way,
Yeah.
you kind of go, okay, this could open up a door for everyone else. They're going to struggle to. You can't replace the irreplaceable,
Yeah.
and they've done it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's another one actually who could feel very hard done by the inclusion of Fernandes.
So
Yes.
1 sub left.
Yeah, it better be. It better
has
be,
to
or the
be.
table's going over.
Yeah, we're flipping the mic.
Yeah, we're flipping the mics. I'm out. If it's not, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm storming out.
Just turn him around.
It better be.
I know he's here.
Declan Rice.
There we
Declan
go.
Rice. A 92 rated card. That is just I said he is the best, number 8 now, but best
I think
DM
he's grown into a
in
number
the
8,
Premier
yeah.
League. Better than Rodri.
Yeah.
Better than anyone. He's got everything.
He's got
he
more
can
to
score
his
with his
game
right
than
foot.
Rodri,
He
yeah.
can score with his left foot.
Yeah, I think he's got, all of the things that people used to ask questions about with regard to him. Would he be able to do it on the biggest stage? Would he be able to do it in Europe? Would he be able to do it as an international footballer? And one by one, he's just chalked it all off, and he's become now, he is actually now a stereotypical box-to-box midfielder, isn't he?
I think that 91 dribbling is too low. I think I've never seen a player with such good dribbling.
Yeah.
And that plays that position.
Runs
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it so easily as well.
He carries the ball so effortlessly.
Does that thing, he makes it impossible to dispossess him because he uses his
Yeah.
body. If you come in to try and tackle, he uses his body either side, just protects it so well. Yeah, he's
Sorry.
I mean, the ceiling for him as well. When you think about the player that he could become, I just don't know where it ends. I think that
The
he
first
could-
of many,
tell you what,
right? The first of
First
many.
of
As an
many,
England fan,
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
we've got a lot.
Him and Bellingham there. Beautiful, beautiful.
So that is the full team of the season squad. We're going to
Indeed.
go through some nominees that haven't quite made it, but we're going to argue a case for them.
Yes.
Now, who do we think should be in it that are not?
You're the guest on Pitch Side. Would you like to go first?
Okay, I'm going to go for my first. It doesn't necessarily
Spicy.
sit comfortably with me because club bias
Yeah.
and tribalism means a lot to me in football. But I think Romero's been outrageously
He
good.
has been very
and
good.
if Tottenham go on to make it into the Champions League, which I feel like they could, he is actually going to be probably the reason why. You know, we always talk about the brilliance of Kane and Son's goals and whatever, and it's completely true. But centre-half is a position that they have struggled with so long. And his will to win, his determination, and quite simply just being a really rugged, old-fashioned, good, solid defender is what they've been crying out for. And he has changed the whole complexion of Tottenham's season. So I think don't get me wrong, not comparable to the other two, but on this video, he deserves a mention on Pitch Side, and I'm sure he'll be happy to get it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Big up Romero.
He has had a wonderful season. I think it's just his partnership with Conte as well.
Yes.
Obviously, coming through the ranks at Inter with him, come across to Spurs.
Yeah.
They have a really good understanding, and he is a pretty sort of, I hate to use the word talisman because he's not necessarily one, but in that defence.
I think he is. I think it's a good word to use because he's so combative and he sets a tone. He sets a tone for what happens around him. And you know, like even when you see somebody like I feel like Eric Dyer gets an awful lot of stick that I don't necessarily agree with. But you look at the elevation of Eric Dyer's performances when he's about, and you realise quite how good he is.
He's
and
a captain without the armband,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You want to go next?
Sure. Which one should I go with? One of my favourite boys in Premier League football, Martin Ødegaard.
Hey, I tell you what,
What a player.
he
by
has
the way.
just gone up and up and up this season.
It's mo-
I know, I love him. I love him. He's so good. Captain.
So yeah, my case for Ødegaard, before I nick this card off Theo's grasp, was he has transformed the way that Arsenal Football Club play football and attack, and he is captain material. Potentially, we're giving him the armband next season. He leads from the front. He's got wonderful vision, and I think that without Martin Ødegaard, there's no way we'd be challenging for top four.
We're starting to see the Ødegaard that was promised about 10 years ago.
Yeah, the 15-year-old that was signing for Madrid is at our club.
And we got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that creativity that sets you apart, isn't it? Like it's worth its weight in gold. You know, when you have somebody that can play a pass that most other footballers can't even see. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so important.
But he does the dirty work as well.
Yeah.
He does the hard part of the game and the beautiful bit. So I just think he's had a fantastic season and deserves a shout.
Well, from one left footer to another. Andy Robertson.
There we go.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it definitely, the voting would have been tight between João Cancelo and Robertson for left back, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a Rizzler paper between them. I can't see how you've gone for Cancelo. I think it's wrong. If it were my vote, I'd have gone Robertson. But I do obviously understand that Cancelo is brilliant. But you are totally right to bring him up here.
I mean, City and Liverpool just have the two best defences, arguably, in world football.
Two best teams.
Yeah.
Really.
And not just, best teams, but then in terms of their defence.
You could put every player from both of those sides in.
Andy Robertson is just... Yeah. Even when Trent has maybe a dip, Robertson...
That's the beautiful thing about the Liverpool team, is that there's so much synergy that if one side is, flailing over a couple games, they just attack down the other, and they have so much success.
Yeah, he's amazing. And do you know the other thing with him, particularly when you juxtapose it with Alexander-Arnold, who has his detractors. I'm not one of them, but he has his detractors. As a fullback, I don't know what he's not good at.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
there is no weakness.
If you were the opposing manager and you're like, okay, we need to exploit his weakness. Should we go down the other wing?
Yeah,
It's that,
yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Your next player?
My next player is Conor Gallagher.
Nice.
I've gone for
I'm
Gallagher.
a big fan.
I think he's brilliant.
I think he is.
I think he's so good. I love him. And the reason that I think he deserves a mention here, obviously I'm not saying that he gets anywhere near the team, but I say that he deserves a mention, is because if you think about your expectations from him at the beginning of the season, I think that he's probably the player that has done more. He has won that game. He is the best player in the season for where your expectations were to what he is now.
He'll win Player of the Season for Palace.
He will win Player of the Season for Palace. He's
getting England call-ups.
He's playing for England. I think the fact that he is so... You know a word I used to describe him? And I feel like it has negative connotations, but I mean it in the most positive way. Busy.
Yeah.
Very busy
much
footballer.
so.
You just can't get a moment if he's in
He's
the
got the
opposition.
technical ability as well to match it all.
If you want a real sort of showcase of the brilliance of Conor Gallagher, go watch that Man City 0-0.
Yeah.
Because he was
Just relentless
absolutely
footballer,
phenomenal for 90 minutes.
But nobody, to back my point up for putting him on the table here, I don't think one footballer in the whole Premier League has had a better season than him if you think about what you expected to what he's done. Like, obviously, Ronaldo's had a better season, but you expected it. This has shocked everyone.
I think, sorry, I was going to jump in, but
go
on that note, I think you could, with what you just said there, you can make a case that actually Aaron Ramsdale
That's a good point.
has come in.
That's a very good point.
You know,
That's a very good point.
Back-to-back relegations.
Yeah.
You know, he came in as Arsenal's number 2. You know, there was no number 1 at Arsenal. It took him 3 weeks to be solidified as Arsenal number 1. You know, he's instantly a fan favourite. Biggest shithouse in the Premier League right now.
He is. Which is a compliment. That's another one. It sounds negative, but it's a compliment.
That's what's won over the fans. You know, he is
passionate.
He is incredible. The save from that free kick, who was it again?
Leicester, Madison.
Leicester.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Just
slightly
one of
overrated because Schmeichel loved it, didn't he?
Yeah, and like David Seaman-esque.
Yeah.
I think
clawing it out.
I think he's loved by everyone, and he's had and I also think he deserves to be on the subs because there's no keeper sub at the moment.
It's a good shout. Yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale should be the keeper sub. You could make a case for Jose Sarr, perhaps, but I think Ramsdale, you know, he's 23 years old.
You have to consider where the team is at as well.
Yes, I think Ramsdale's a really good shout. And do you know what? Playing the game that I played, you've put a really good contender on the table in terms of expectation. Like it was a signing that was maybe harshly but ridiculed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was seen as
30
being
million.
quite comical, far too much money, you know, relegation after relegation. And yeah, he's actually been one of the shining lights and one of the most consistent performers for Arsenal.
Arsenal have had a lot of players who might get the player of the season. He's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah, good person.
And your final player?
Final one. I have slight debates within myself of who I wanted to pick here, but I have gone with the workhorse that is James Ward-Prowse. Now, you talk about influence for a team. He's Mr. Southampton.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're giving players from not necessarily the top clubs in the Premier League a team of the season, he's got to be surely number 1, everybody's pick, right?
Yeah, I think so. You know, if you do who are the best players outside of the European spots, he's 100% in that.
Could he see himself getting a move this summer?
Well, I mean, there's
Would he
often
want it?
talk
Would he
about
want a bit?
There's often talk about it. Do you remember last year when Aston Villa was spending a lot of money? There was suggestion that he would potentially go, but then I think he signed a new deal at Southampton. Yeah, I think he loves the club there. I rate him really highly.
Yes.
I mean, you reckon he beats Beckham's record?
Yeah, he does.
4 off.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
of course he does.
I think he's probably better at that specific part of the game than anyone I can think of.
Dead balls.
I agree.
That's very specific. I'm not saying he's a better player than Beckham.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at that very specific thing that he is good at, he excels. And
I think for
anybody
him to
can
take
compete.
game to the next level, he has to move on from Southampton to a bigger
Yeah, I
club.
do as well, because in terms of what he brings to a team, he's quite unique. Obviously, you've got that dead ball thing, but that box-to-box midfielder, it's quite rare these days. And I feel that he could do a job at a better club.
There's a slight difference with him scoring the amount of free kicks he does, which is extraordinary. But Beckham was doing it on the biggest stages in world football.
Yeah.
You know, the last kick of the game against Greece, for example. You know, that's when you have to seriously step up and.
Yeah, I agree. Scoring them at Old Trafford for Manchester United is more symbolic than scoring them at the Dell or St Mary's or whatever it is for Southampton. I agree, and the context is important. But the fact that we can even explore it and have it as a conversation demonstrates quite how good he is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, before we end it, there are 2 players who are not in there, not in here, not in the team, and I'm just throwing it out there. Saka and Smith Rowe need to be in team of the season. Whatever you do, you got to make it happen. Objective, SBC.
Well, they're the only pair under 21 since Rooney and Ronaldo to score 10 goals each in the season in the Premier League.
If you're throwing Ødegaard in the mix, Ramsdale,
good little
Saka, Smith Rowe. I'm sorry, but if they're not in team this season,
Can I ask you a question here? Just because,
Go
just
on.
for me, I'm not being
Go
provocative.
on.
I'm just curious. Saka, I get. You're right. I get it, and he should get all of the plaudits that he's getting. Am I wrong here? Is Smith Rowe? Does Smith Rowe deserve to be acknowledged in the same breath as Saka?
I
Seriously.
think so.
Do you not- have you not-
You've got to remember.
there was about a month, where Martinelli or Ødegaard were keeping him out of the team. Every time he came on, he would score. 20 minutes, 10 minutes. He comes on and scores.
But if you extrapolate historically as well, from when he came into the team last season, we were kind of all over the shop. And then he grabbed the number 10 off 6 months of playing in that role at Arsenal Football Club, and then has gone on to be scoring over 10 goals in a Premier League season.
And he's loved. He's loved as well.
Yeah.
He's loved at the club. Absolutely loved. I
The
think
argument's
it's
there.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just,
Him
I'd
and
just like
Saka.
to hear it.
Make it happen. Anyways, that is the EA Sports Team of the Season. Check it out. We'll leave a link in the description down below. ea.com/Team of the Season. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Thank you, Rory, for coming on.
Oh, an honour. Thank you for having me. I loved it.
Do a full one next time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.